is we're going to look at just Rumble and just the text, okay? Because too much has been leaked, and that I don't want to spoil anything. So without further ado, here's what Rumble does. Apparently, according to this leak, and maybe this is real, who knows? But according to this leak, Rumble is a Mecha-Yordle, okay? We're about to find out what the hell this could possibly mean. Maybe, I don't know. But apparently, immédiat diffusias just quoi 3 cartes pour octroi, impact pour le premier, frappe rapide pour le dexumienne, et Beauclair anti-sorts pour le tromist ox copies, allies de Rumble oculus ou soyant. J'ai influé à moins 12 points. 12 points? What the hell is 12 points to dégâts? And then when he levels up, it's when he levels up, it's even better. You know, he gets impact, he gets frappe rapier, and he gets Beauclair anti-sorts, which is crazy. And he becomes Quand vos infliges de dégâts en Nexus. I know that word. Enemy. Is this how you just say enemy Nexus in French? It's just Nexus enemy. God damn it. Rumble has more text than Aphelios. I don't know if that's true, or I don't know if this is just how the French language normally looks. I have no idea. It's also really funny that whoever leaked this image, or whoever put this image up, tried to make it only text, presumably under the notion that it's French, nobody would be able to speak this language, so it's fine, you can leak it just the text. They covered up all the numbers so nobody would see what the stats were, but then they forgot to cover up the attack on the level up for some reason. So we know all of Rumble's numbers except for the level up attack. All right, great. And also, I like how they covered up one of the regions. But not the second region. I don't know why that's so funny to me. What the oh god, this is hilarious. Oh my god. All right. Anyway, now based on my understanding of French, I'm gonna see in the next 2 minutes before we get our reveals today what we are going to be able to do with this Rumble. Okay, immédiat is when it's played, has to be 3 carts. Carts is cards. Pour octroyer. 3 cards. Something 3 cards. Rumble is gonna defausses 3 cards on play, and it's impact. He gains impact. So pour la de première. Oh, that's interesting. Is premier and dexième? That can't be give and grant, can it? Nah, that'd be too easy. It's not like he gains one of the keywords and then grants another one. That's silly. But then there's pour le troisième. Why are there 3 different words for this? Impact is pour le premier, and then there's the frappe rapier is pour le dexième, and then this one's pour le troisième, and this is 1, 2, 3, because deux is 2, and Troy is 3, and premier is like first. Why is this 1, 2, 3? 3 copies. The first copy, the second copy, and the third copy. This is so confusing. And then, oh god, I'm never gonna understand this language, guys. I'm just gonna give up. We'll never know what Rumble does. The leak for Rumble is not gonna matter. We're just gonna have to see what cards we're getting today, guys. All right, so this is it. here we go. We got a bunch of cards. The Mecha-Yordles assemble. Holy shit. We got a ton of cards to go over today. So we've got Squeaker. This is a 2-mana augment. Oh god. Discard 1 to manifest a Mecha-Yordle. Wow. So this is actually the Mecha-Yordle day. And the rumble that we're getting, who knows what it's gonna do? Only people that speak French could know. And apparently it'll have something to do with Mecha-Yordles. All right, so then we've got Scrap Heap, a 1-mana burst. To play, discard 1, also manifest a Mecha-Yordle. Okay, and then these 3 Mecha-Yordles aren't main deckable at all. Let me move my camera so you guys can see past my fat head. All right. I'm tiny. I'm small. Okay. Yeah. Oh. Okay, there we go. Bouncer and Bolt, a 2/3/2, and this is a challenger impact. Furyhorn Crasher is also a 2/3/2 impact, but instead of having challenger, this one is attack and grant the top 3 allies in your deck +1/+1, and is a Freljord card for some reason. And then the Geode Mecha Forcer is a 2/1/4 impact. Apparently these are all 2-mana impacts so far. Support, give my supported ally spell shields and +2/+2 this round. Ooh, interesting. These are basically kind of looking like Bandle City Celestials, where you manifest them, which is basically how you manifest Celestials. It just goes through a list of 3 and you see them. That's really interesting. All right, let's go ahead and look at the next cards, which are Salty Spinner. 3 mana 0/4. This is another Mecha-Yordle. These 4 are all Mecha-Yordles. None of these are main deckable, by the way. None of these cards are main deckable. These are all just cards for the manifest the Mecha-Yordle mechanic in some way. Okay. So Salty Spinner is a 3 mana 0/4. When I'm summoned to round start, grant me +0/+2 for each card you discarded last round. Then shuffle my stats. Huh. That's interesting. Okay. Smash and Dash, a 3 mana 4/4. When I'm summoned, grant me impact twice. So it basically just starts with impact 2. That's interesting. When I'm summoned, create a random 2, 3, a 1, 2, and 3 cost follower in a hand. Ah. I see. A 1, 2, and a 3. Or as the French would say it, I'm not going to try to pronounce those again. All right. I understand now. It all makes perfect sense. And then Shadow Tech Walker, a 4 mana 2/5 elusive impact. This one's my favorite. So this is really interesting because a bunch of them, there's basically a bunch of them per region. All right, apparently we've got, holy, one of these. Oh my god. Okay. We've also got Dune Hopper Mech, a 5 mana 5/6 impact Mecha-Yordle, attack summon 2 attacking sand soldiers. Okay. Then Trumpet Techer, 5 mana 4/5 impact. When I'm summoned, grant other allies +1/+1. We've got Earthshaker, 6 mana 3/8 attack, double my power and impact. This is permanent, I guess. And then Lil Dipper. A Lil Dipper. And then there's Lil Dipper, which is a 6 mana 5/3 to play me discarded unit. Last breath, summon an exact copy of the discarded unit. Huh. Interesting. All right. So there's a lot to this, right? There's a lot of different ways these cards are going to go, and there's different sizings. So far, we've seen a total of 11 Mecha-Yordles, I believe. Yeah, we just saw 3, 4, 4, 11 Mecha-Yordles, right? And is there literally 1 per region? Oh yeah, there actually is a total of 1 per region outside of Bandle. There's 2 Bandle ones, and then 1 per literally every other region. And the fact that you have the ability to manifest one that you could need off of Squeaker or Scrap Heap, and there's probably at least a third way to manifest a Mecha-Yordle that you might need. And this could definitely be Bandle tree support. The fact that these are in different regions, because again, the fact that these are multi-regions, they're not main deckable, so they don't matter for most things, right? They matter for like Tristana, they matter for Bandle Tree, they matter for Bandle City Mayor for some reason. And they might matter for Rumble, depending on what Rumble does. I don't know what Rumble does. Who knows? Who's to say? But but it's possible, and presumably the Mecha-Yordle keyword means something too, which, who knows? So we have to start kind of like evaluating these cards. Squeaker is very, very similar to, of course, the Spacey Sketcher, right? Now it's got Augment for an additional cost. So you play it, you discard one, and you get a choice of 3 of 11 Mecha-Yordles, right? Which is pretty nice. Of course, that means you have effectively a 27.3%, not 3. A 27% chance of being able to pull whatever you're looking for individually, which is actually pretty nice for the purposes of Bandle Tree, although you're gonna need cheap ones for that. I don't know if Bandle Tree is gonna want to run cards like this. The fact that it costs 1 more compared to Spacey Sketcher is a big deal, because we have to ask ourselves, like, you know, how good are these Mecha-Yordles gonna be, right? And then Scrap Heap basically just costs you a card, right? This is 1 mana, like Spacey Sketcher. It's 1 mana less than Squeaker, but it doesn't have a body. Now it's at burst speed, so it can take 1 action, which is really, really nice. So we have to think about, you know, Bouncer Bolt as kind of like, okay, would we play Bouncer Bolt as effectively a 3 mana discard 1, right? And it'll just kind of like come out in 1 action as a 3 mana discard 1. For Impact and Challenger, probably not. I mean, Challenger is really nice. You do have flexibility in these. Some of these are really, really interesting, right? Like, especially the more expensive ones. Like, when you get to the last page, there's ones that you can actually kind of like play and build around a little bit, like Earthshaker, like Dune Hopper Mech, and like Lil Dipper. These are really, really hard to even say how they're gonna look before we see, you know, what the other cards do, because they're all just like tokens right now. I have literally no idea how to evaluate this. I feel like Scrap Heap would hit Tree more. Yeah, you could definitely run Scrap Heap if you're looking for more triggers. I mean, ultimately, I don't think that Bandle Tree is gonna really want to run these cards. Like, they're not really going to be for Bandle Tree. They could easily be for Rumble, depending on what he does. And they could easily be for Tristana, depending on, you know, what she does, and depending on in anything else, right? But not really so much for Tree. Mayor, of course, is going to make these cards a lot better if you already have Mayor in hand. Scrap Heap and discard Poison Darts. Yeah, I mean, the discard fodder is really nice on these. I saw some people saying that Rumble might be discard synergy, and if that's true, then the Squeaker and the Scrap Heap, this idea of Mecha-Yordles, is probably going to be something that you're going to want to run in a Rumble deck, right? Which would make the most sense. Although it doesn't have to be necessarily Noxus, just something that has reasons to discard things. I think that's the biggest reason for running like Squeaker, Scrap Heap, and, you know, by proxy, literally all of these Mecha-Yordles, right? Oh, man. Is there anything else we can even go over with these cards before we know for sure what Rumble does? We do have the technology out there. You know, we have had some some French translations. We can approximately say what Rumble does. I'm only gonna look at Rumble, but apparently, according to you guys, Rumble, without knowing his stats, without knowing what his second region is, Rumble is a discard up to 3 cards to grant impact for the first, quick attack for the second, and spell shield for the third to allied Rumbles everywhere. And it levels up when it levels up when you inflict 12 points of damage. So like Swain. And when you damage the enemy nexus, when it's leveled up, it creates a random Mecha-Yordle in hand. If you already have one, it grants +1/+1 to all Mecha-Yordles in hand and reduces their cost by 1. Ooh. Alright. Yeah. That's very interesting. It's more like Renekton than Swain. Yeah, sorry, it's when Rumble inflicts 12 damage. So it's like Renekton level up. So basically, you have the ability, when it levels up, your Mecha-Yordles are turned on. You're going to be able to vomit them out of your hands. There's a lot to this. And of course, Rumble itself, when leveled, is going to gain the keywords, regardless of, you know, whether he got triggered off of these discards or not, right? All right. So yeah, that's very, very interesting. We don't even know how much Rumble costs, apparently. So there's still a lot we need to figure out in terms of, looking for the next reveal. But apparently, in some way, and I don't know if this translation is accurate or there might be something being missed out, but for the most part, Rumble is going to be some kind of discard synergy card. Depending on how much mana he costs, everything's going to change. Now, it looks like he costs 5. I mean, we can see, if we enhance, we can see a tiny white pixel. We can see the smallest of pixels. Wait, how much does this cost? What character is this? It looks like a 4. We have to look. We have to compare very closely the position of the different numbers on these cards, right? Like which number would have a pixel exactly there? A 4 mana 5 something? Yeah, 4 mana 5 something would make the most sense, right? Because one of these are both the same number. This one, it seems to be a flat bottom. Look at that. I think 4 is most likely. I think 4 is most likely based on these tiny white pixels and the enhanced technology. All right, but yeah, apparently the Mecha-Yordles, we're gonna have to see exactly how Rumble works tomorrow in terms of his actual stats, his actual mana cost, and his actual second region. And yeah, apparently something to do with discarding. Overall, this is a really, really interesting archetype. I did not expect this at all, being able to have like these 11 Mecha-Yordles, 12 if you include Rumble. And basically, there's just going to be kind of like invokes, right? You're going to be able to grab them randomly and just get a lot of like, they're very offensive oriented, their impact. So it's effectively discard synergy. But the really interesting thing is, even though discarding in the past is something that's associated with Noxus and maybe PNZ, and even though, right now, Rumble, we see him as a Noxus card. All right. So little bit of a spoiler alert, but okay, his second region is probably Bandle, guys. Oh, I know, I leaked it. But what that means is that we don't really necessarily need to be running Noxus, right? This is going to be kind of like a Bandle discard deck. You could run Noxus for some discard synergy. You could run PNZ for some discard synergy. Or maybe it could be the first discard deck that doesn't run Noxus or PNZ, right? There's a lot of other regions that actually can just give random discard fodder at this point in the game. And Bandle City is, something that the only thing you actually need to be in any of this deck at all for some of these discards is Bandle City, right? For Squeaker, Scrap Heap, and Rumble himself. So ultimately, it could be a new form of discard that goes in a very, very different direction. And it's up to tomorrow's reveals to show us how this is going to look. But it's a very different playstyle. And I'm pretty interested in seeing how Rumble is going to work. But yeah, that's it for my initial reactions to today's reveals. I will go ahead and see you guys tomorrow to see what Rumble does and something else. And also, if you happen to be watching this on YouTube in literally the next few hours before it's posted, then there's a good chance that the seasonal for the broadcast is going to be happening right now. I'm going to be casting in a couple of hours after publishing this video. I'm going to be casting the top 8 with Freak. You guys should head over, if you're watching this on the day where I post the video, head over to the twitch.tv/Legends of Runeterra Twitch channel, where there's a chance you'll be able to see the seasonal broadcast live, which, is pretty cool. And it's a fun thing that we do. So check that out. And we'll see what Rumble does tomorrow, guys.